Hi, this is the Web Security Dojo demo. And let's get my slides going. All right, so I am Alyssa Maki. I am a Metro State cybersecurity student. This video is for ICS 484 Cyber Operations for summer 2020. And my professors are Joe Klein and Alex Hepp. Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. Neither I nor the university are responsible for any damages that could be caused by using this demo. So I am doing a demo of the Web Security Dojo by Maven Security Consulting. It's a virtual machine. It's designed for users to learn about and practice web app security testing. It's a open source, self-contained Ubuntu style box. And like I said, it's sponsored by Maven Security. It's open source, so they get kind of input from other people. No internet is needed for this and should not be used for this because you need to host vulnerable web apps, and hosting vulnerable web apps makes you vulnerable. So don't put it out there onto the internet. This product is really useful for learning about ethical hacking, pen testing, capture the flag type stuff, bug bounty practice. It can be used for securing your own environment, or also for developers to learn where the vulnerabilities are and how to write better web apps. You can use this for classrooms, demos, trainings, conferences, what have you. There's a lot of uses for this product. I personally like it for sort of a beginner level lab because it is self-contained. It's totally built. It has a whole bunch of stuff in it. We'll kind of go through more of it in a minute. So the targets and tools. So I got this list from one of the resources you'll see on my last slide, but some of these don't quite match up with what I have on my box, so they must have just had a different version, but a lot of them are the same. So there's OWASP's WebGoat, there's the Damn Vulnerable Web App. That's the one we will go through in this demo. There's Hack Me Casino, Gruyere, Juice Shop, and some training targets by Maven Security. The tools, there's a bunch of them. I have not started to tinker with them, so I'm not an expert on them by any means. Some of them I have never even heard of, but this is a list of kind of what's included in the basic download of the Web Security Dojo. There's Burp Suite. It's a free version of it, but it's there and it's just a proxy tool. There's a few security scanners, traffic analysis, a few different proxy tools. There's SQL Map. That does like automated SQL injections. It's really cool. I've seen a couple of demos of it. I have not tinkered with it, but it's kind of on my to-do list of what to mess around with next in the dojo. So how to get it. This is a really interesting and cool product, so I'm sure you're just leaping to get it and install it. So it's from Maven Security, so their website has it. They have the resources listed and kind of how to install it, why you would want it, and kind of the rundown of all their information on it. Their download for the actual OVA file is on SourceForge. But you download that file and then open up your VM software of choice, either VMware or VirtualBox. We will be using VMware for this because that's the one I have started using. And you just pull it up into that, it downloads, it does everything, sets it all up for you. It's super slick and easy. The username is Dojo, the password's Dojo, easy peasy. And so what we will cover in this demo, we will do a tour of the dojo. It'll have to be a somewhat quick tour because my last couple of videos I've gone over by a bit. But we'll check out the targets and the tools, and then we will do a little demo of the Damn Vulnerable Web App and a walkthrough of a couple of the simple attacks you can do with that app. We'll be using the cross-site scripting section of the Damn Vulnerable Web App. And our proof of concept will be an alert box. I know there's a lot of different types of code you can use, but alert boxes are kind of a nice, quick visual that your code did work. And we'll tinker with changing the difficulty and resetting the database so that you can, well, I'll show you how to reset the database if you need to. It's kind of nice if you like blow it away and you need to start over again. To the dojo. So I just have to pull it forward in my presentation here. There we go. And so under VMware, that just pops up the little Dojo. There it is. It is super clean, easy. There's not a lot of stuff in it. Visually, initially, you have to kind of dig a bit. Which the first time I opened it, I was like, it's so simple. What do I do with this now? And unfortunately, there's not a lot of walkthroughs of how to set up the web security dojo, which is one of the reasons I made this video. But one thing to note is you want to make sure that you are disconnected from the internet on this. So get off of that. But like one of the only things that are up on the desktop when you get it are the getting started, readme, and the home. So I pulled those up. This is the readme. I have version 3.4.1. It gives you kind of a list of what is in this, who makes it, why, where do you get it, etc. And you can get updates and stuff from Maven Security. So the other one is the getting started. It kind of gives you a little this is what we are blurb and how to get started with it. It gives you kind of a rundown of the different tools in there. Some of them you have to start up manually. They give you kind of a walkthrough on how to do that. They also say that they have a video page on YouTube, so you can get some more demos on it. I didn't find a ton when I looked, but they give you kind of a suggestion for beginners, which as a beginner, I liked that. You can just kind of poke around manually, but then after a while, you might want to start using some of the tools that they have. And then they give you recommendations on using ZimWiki to make sure you're documenting your process. And so then the file manager, the kind of home of it, gives you, I don't know, a rundown of kind of what's in here, which I liked tinkering with, but they have the targets. So like I said, there's targets and tools. Targets, they have Django, Gruyere, Hackney Casino, Juice Shop, WebGoat. Those are the ones I believe you have to start up manually, which is why they're included in that section and not. A bunch of the targets are also listed in Firefox when you first open it up, and we'll show that next. But then also tools. It opens. There we go. You can see that there's several tools that come with this basic download. I haven't added anything into this, so that's what's included in this version. Arachne, Beef, Burp Suite, Comics, GoBuster, Metasploit, Nikto, Sidex, SQL Map, W3AF, and Zap. I only know what a handful of these are and what they do, but what's nice about this is since they are there and they are included, you can kind of go, what is this? And do your own research and find out more about it and how to use it. And then you have it built into a laboratory that you already have access to. So I found it really helpful for just kind of getting started if you weren't sure where to get started. It kind of gives you a quick list of sort of these are the basics, which again, as a beginner, I really enjoyed that somebody had kind of put in a thoughtful effort into making something that's very accessible for users that are just starting to get into this. So this is the homepage when you pull up Firefox. It gives you some of the targets that are running by default. So again, the ones that were under the file manager aren't all of them. These are like the complete list. Again, these are the ones that have to be started manually. They kind of give you how to do that. And you can see I haven't even clicked on some of these because there's just so many. And I mostly went into a deep dive on Damn Vulnerable Web App. And they have a user guide, which is nice. You can also find more information either at Maven Security or at Damn Vulnerable Web App. Let's see. And password. And there's the Damn Vulnerable Web App. So you can see that it kind of gives you a run through of what the Damn Vulnerable Web App is and how you would use it and setups. And then they also give you, again, a warning. It's vulnerable. Make sure that you're using it properly so that you're not going to get hacked yourself. But as you can see on the side, there's a bunch of different skills that you can test and tinker with. They kind of isolate it, which again, as a beginner is really nice because maybe if you aren't familiar with these types of attacks, it's nice that it kind of isolates them so you can just mess with that one specific type. Like if you're just interested in command injection, you can just focus in on that, which really helps build up skills and learn if you're teaching yourself. But they do give you instructions. You can set up, reset the database. And then also what's important is this section, the DVWA security. Because as you change the security settings, it will change what you're actually messing around with, which is kind of fun. So we'll start with the setting of low. And like I said, we're going to do cross-site scripting reflected. And so it gives you what's your name. And what's kind of nice, again, for beginners, is it gives you the source code. And this is also nice for people that are doing web app development themselves, because you can see specifically what is vulnerable in this code. So in this case, we will see that there is no filtering. They just take the name and immediately throw it back into this thing where it just prints the name. So if I type my name in Alyssa, it just reflects it back and just says, hello, Alyssa. So then, again, proof of concept we're going to do, we're going to just do this one, script alert. We're going to put OMG into the script alert window that'll pop up, and it will pop up a little window. So our code executed, we did something in this web app that reflected something back to us, which in this case was our alert. So we actually inserted our code into it. So then, security settings, and I'm kind of whipping through this section a little bit because, again, this is an area where you could explore and tinker with. I just kind of wanted to show quickly what happens when you change these settings around. So then we'll submit to medium, and then cross-site scripting reflected again. And in this case, when we look at view source, there it goes, we will see that it is filtering for the specific word, phrase, script. And we notice that it is lowercase script, which is important because sometimes people do kind of like manually filtered things like that, where they're like, well, we don't want them to execute script, so we're just going to put lowercase script. So then if I just do uppercase script, suddenly I have uppercase script, lowercase script back here. All I change is one letter, just the S, to a capital. And it pops up. Oh, and for demo's sake, I have enough time, we'll do the one that I did for the first one. So lowercase script. It filters it. So that first one would not have worked, but the second one with just the capital S completely changed it and allowed us to work with it. So quickly going back into the security setting, we're going to try it on hi. Submit. Now I just said hi, cross-site scripting again. There we go. Now on this one, if I try that one, the capital S, because I'm like, oh, that worked on medium, why wouldn't it work on hard? It filters it out. Now, we can view source and see exactly how they're filtering it. It'll take a second here. There we go. So we can see that it is filtering out specifically all of these letters combined. It's looking for script. And it doesn't matter if I do uppercase, lowercase, whatever, it's filtering it out. However, we can always just switch languages. So if I can't use script, can I use this version? Body on load equals alert. And there we go. So it let me do that one. You just kind of have to tinker with it and explore and see what works and what doesn't. If I were to set the security level to impossible, it actually does this different kind of filtering where, maybe I'll just do it quick. I think I have enough time. Hopefully. Let's see. All right. Impossible. And that's a new feature. I guess they didn't have that always with the damn vulnerable web app. They recently changed it to impossible so that developers, I think, could see what is a really difficult one. So we'll just look at the source on this one because it's impossible. I'm sure somebody could figure it out. I could not, but it's kind of nice for the development side of it. So what it does, it filters, it does get name, so it gets the name that you put in and then filters it through this HTML special characters. So then, and then it uses that filtered one. But that is what kind of creates that impossibility about it, where suddenly you can't get it to pop an alert anymore. And so then, all right, we went to the dojo, we checked out the dojo. These are the scripts and body on load alert type things that I used in this demo. Again, some of them you only had to change one letter. Some of them you just had to change the phrasing and stuff to get it to work with you. And if you wanted more info on filter evasions, there's the cross-site scripting filter evasion cheat sheet from OWASP. They have a lot of information about that. And then that was the filter at the bottom, HTML special chars, that filtered it. So in conclusion, I love this product. I think it's a really cool tool for beginners to really just dip their toes in and kind of figure out what's out there and how to do it in a very accessible sort of way. But then I think also for more advanced learners that would want to tinker with it, it does give you kind of a lot to play around with and a lot of tools to use in one box, which is nice. And it's free, which is amazing. So these are my amazing sources. There's Maven Security, there's SourceForge page, owasp.org is huge, and then a few others that gave me information on specific product lists and stuff that are included in the dojo. But I had a lot of fun playing with this this machine, and I hope that you check it out because it was a lot of fun to learn with it, and I will continue to play around with it. Bye.